Hi guys, welcome to the Wrestling Retrospective, and in today's video I'm going to be doing my top 10 with some honorable mentions, wrestlers of the month of June. So up at number 10, I have Solo Sikoa. Solo's really found his niche at the minute, and all the stuff he's been doing over the last couple of months has been really good. I feel like the more comedy elements to his character have helped him massively. The portrayal of by Jacob Fatu, Money in the Bank, I thought was done really well, and the I Hate You solo did make me pop. But to then go on to Night of Champions, where Solo and Jacob had what in my opinion was the best match on that card, and it was 100% Solo's best match in his career so far, really shows that Solo can actually wrestle when he wants to. You know, one of the matches, I think one of his worst, is his match with Cody from last year's main event at SummerSlam. But yeah, I think winning his first singles championship on the main roster and becoming the new United States champion has been great. And yeah, I can see a lot of good coming from this title run from Solo, even if it's only very short. He kind of has a new bloodline built up now, and he's only going to get stronger when Tama Tonga comes back. And yeah, I feel like everything is really coming up Solo right now, and I look forward to seeing how this all plays out over the next few months. But yeah, as far as June goes, this was a very impactful month. I think this will go down as one of the most impactful months of his career, in my opinion, and that's why he just makes this list. At number 9, I have Boltin Oleg from New Japan Pro Wrestling, and I'm not gonna lie to you, I don't know a lot about Oleg, but I heard good things, mainly from Jack the Jobber from Cultaholic when he does his matches and Wrestlers of the Month videos on Patreon. But yeah, the match from New Japan Pro Wrestling's Dominion show against Kinoshita Takeshita was the first time I've seen him wrestle properly, and their match was absolutely fantastic. It was probably the best match on that show in my opinion. And yeah, he really took Takeshita to the limit, which is a kind of tough thing to do because Takeshita is arguably one of the best wrestlers in AEW right now. And yeah, to really give it to him in the ring and wrestling wise, and then also to win his first ever singles championship in New Japan in the Never Openweight Championship. I feel like, yeah, I can't not give this guy a place on this list. He had one of the better matches of the month, and yeah, it just, as far as my first viewing of him, he looked really good, and I can see him kind of having a big place in New Japan over the next few years. At number 8, I have Seth Rollins, and yeah, this might be a controversial pick for so high up on this list, but he has only wrestled once this month. But you add on to that, you know, his promos that he's been doing with Paul and kind of the interference he did in Night of Champions, I feel like helped the match massively between Punk and Cena. And yeah, I feel like the Money in the Bank ladder match that you had, the men's one, I thought was the better of the two Money in the Bank ladder matches. And yeah, I feel like this is a win that makes sense for Rollins as far as Money in the Bank goes. He wasn't the choice I would have gone with, just because it was a bit of a safe choice. But yeah, everything he's done since then has been really good. I am definitely locked in on this whole storyline with him and Braun and Bronson, as well as Paul and maybe other people they add in the future. And yeah, as I said, though he's only wrestled once, and that's why he's kind of low on this list, I feel like he's just had a really impactful month as far as just the overall story. And yeah, I can only see him kind of improving upon the list over the next few months, especially with SummerSlam coming up. At number 7, I have El Hijo del Vikingo, and yeah, Vikingo has had a very big match month, if that makes sense. He's only wrestled twice, but both matches were for the AAA Mega Championship. You know, one of them defending against former champion Alberto Del Patron at Triple Mania in a steel cage match, which he successfully defended the title. But also, in my opinion, and more importantly, having one of the matches of the year with Chad Gable at the WWE/AAA Worlds Collide event. And yeah, honestly, I'm very surprised that WWE haven't brought him in again since, to maybe just have a match on Raw or SmackDown or maybe a Saturday Night's main event. But I expect him to be back around WWE fairly soon, just because he's just an incredible wrestler, as we saw with his match with Chad Gable. But yeah, as I said, two big title defenses, and yeah, it makes sense that he kind of make this list, especially when he's had one of the better matches of the year so far. After that, at number 6, I have Javon Evans. And yeah, Evans continues to show on a fairly consistent basis that he is kind of the new Mr. NXT, just like Gargano, Sami Zayn, and Bron Breakker of the past. You know, he's a delight to watch in ring, no matter if it's a multi-man tag team match, a regular tag team match, a singles match, a multi-person match. You know, he kind of fits the style wherever he's needed really well. And yeah, I can see him being one of the better wrestlers kind of in the world in like the next 10 to 15 years, just because he's so young. But yeah, so the highlight I think for him this month was the Fatal 4-Way match at Worlds Collide, where him along with Rey Fenix, Laredo Kid and Ethan Page had an absolutely fantastic match. Wasn't quite as good as Gable and Vikingo, but I'd said it was a very close second best match. And yeah, Javon Evans looked very, very good. In that match, he really stood out as a highlight, as well as having good tag team matches and a good match against Tavion Heights on NXT as well. So yeah, another really good month for Javon Evans. And yeah, again, he's someone I can see just consistently having good matches on NXT all the time and consistently making these lists because of just how good he is in all kinds of matches. At number 5, I have Cody Rhodes. And yeah, after his return to SmackDown's main event and then pinning John Cena at Money in the Bank, I was very surprised to see him enter the King of the Ring tournament. And though, yes, he was the very clear favourite in that tournament, he had a decent match with Randy Orton at Night of Champions. The match with Jay was okay. I felt like it maybe squashed Jay a little bit. Though, like, I don't think that's what they were going for, but I think one Crossroads to finish off Jay maybe wasn't the best look for Cody, as well as the Fatal 4-Way match where he more or less dominated the whole match. And yeah, like my brother said to me, he's never seen someone dominate a Fatal 4-Way quite like how Cody did in the first round of the King of the Ring. But yeah, I said him winning the whole thing kind of puts him on this list because it's a big accomplishment. He gets his rematch with the GOAT, John Cena, at SummerSlam, which doesn't surprise me at all. I don't think he really needed to be King of the Ring, but it makes sense as well just because of earning the title shot, I guess, instead of just being given one. I think either way, like, we would have been complaining about how Cody gets the Cena at SummerSlam. But yeah, I don't want to say I'm looking forward to the match at SummerSlam because I'm not. If it's anything like the WrestleMania match, it's going to fall flat. But yeah, I said it's been a decent match-wise. It's been a decent month for Cody, and obviously winning King of the Ring being the biggest accomplishment he's had probably this year, as far as like he had the championship coming into this year anyway. But yeah, I said he just gets midway on my list for this month. At number 4, I have Mercedes Moné, and the CEO continues to collect championships even though she's building up to a match where she can win another championship. Yeah, and it's only Mercedes Moné could do that. But though I found the build to All in Texas with the match against Toni Storm quite entertaining so far, I expect it to kind of intensify over the next few weeks as we get closer to the event. But she did also do events outside of AEW. She did a couple of indie shows. I think she did a CMML show as well, which I didn't see, but I assume the matches were good because Mercedes is absolutely killing it this year. But I do fully expect her and Storm to have a fantastic match to make her place on this list next month. And of course, she did win, as I've referred to, she won the CMML Women's World Championship as well this month. So yeah, I said she continues to be the belt collector better than Kenny Omega did it, in my opinion. And yeah, I'm very much looking forward to Storm versus Moné at All In. I feel like it might even be the best match on that card. But Storm and Moné this year so far have been absolutely killing it. And I have a video coming up doing my kind of awards of the half year. And trust me, those two are mentioned a fair bit. But yeah, Mercedes had a pretty decent month. She's only wrestled a few times, but you know, winning championships is always going to kind of put people on this list. And yeah, having great matches as well. I thought that the match she had against, the last from CMLL, she won the title, was a pretty decent match at Grand Slam Mexico. So yeah, not bad for her for this month either. Ego. Yes, at number 3, I have Ethan Page, who's had a very busy time this month. He's been cutting great promos, brawling with Ricky Saints, as well as making Evolve Star Shawn Legacy look pretty good in defeat when he defended the North American Championship against him. However, just like Javon Evans, the highlight of the month for Ethan Page was the Fatal 4-Way match against Rey Fenix, Javon Evans, as I've said, and Laredo Kid at World's End. He kept up very well with the high-octane kind of wrestling from his opponents. You know, he even pulled out some luchador moves against Laredo and Rey Fenix. But yeah, he kept up kind of with his opponents really well, and yeah, it's just been a great overall month for Ethan Page, especially as he won the title just at the end of last month as well. So yeah, so I got all positives for All Ego, and yeah, I look forward to seeing what Ethan Page does next month, because I feel like he's going to be just as busy in my opinion. At number 2, I have the man Becky Lynch, and to be honest with you, I was a bit skeptical since her return if she could still go in the ring. You know, the tag team match at WrestleMania was just okay in my opinion, but this month felt like a true return to form for Becky Lynch. You know, she had a pretty good match with Bayley, though it did end by disqualification where they made Lyra Valkyria look like a right idiot. But speaking of Lyra Valkyria, they had a very good match at Money in the Bank. In my opinion, wasn't as good as the Backlash match, but of course she won the Intercontinental Championship from Lyra, which is obviously a big accomplishment and another thing to add to her CV or resume. So yeah, that's why she makes this list for me. 2 good quality matches with Bayley and Lyra, and winning the Intercontinental Championship. Kind of, you can't really get a better month than that in my opinion. 2 great matches and a championship win. So yeah, that's why she gets number 2 on my list. But yeah, I do expect a lot more out of it, and yeah, I fully expect it to be Lynch versus Lyra versus Bayley at Evolution that I feel like could steal the show in my opinion. And at number 1, I have Chad Gable. My opinion, Chad Gable changes from I don't care to, man, this guy is bloody good, isn't he? Just week after week after week when I see him. It's a massive shame that he actually has gotten injured near the back end of this month, and I probably won't see him for a while. But yeah, the character stuff he's been doing has been absolutely brilliant so far this year, and you know, with him training very closely with El Grande Americano has been helping him massively as well when it comes to facing off against all the luchas. But yeah, he had a very good Raw match against AJ Styles, which I thought was pretty much a quality match, but a match that you kind of expect 2 good wrestlers to kind of go out there and kill it. But of course, and as I've already referred to in this video already, he had a absolute classic with El Hijo del Vikingo at Worlds Collide, which just makes this month overall a absolute top month for Master Gable. And I'd say I'd look forward to seeing what he's going to do for the rest of the year, but unfortunately he is out, going to probably be out for maybe the rest of the year, if not for the majority of the rest of the year, which is massively disappointing. But yeah, so this month has been absolutely fantastic for Gable, and yeah, it's really disappointing that he's managed. Well, it's disappointing that he got injured near the end of the month. So those are my wrestlers of the month for the month of June. Do comment down below if you agree with my picks, if you disagree, if there's anyone I've missed that should have been on the list. Do put them down below. If you didn't see on the screen, my honourable mentions are Naomi, Zack Sabre Jr., Will Ospreay and Swerve Strickland, who all had well, Swerve and Ospreay had a fantastic match at Summer Blockbuster this month, but really have only done tag team matches since then. Naomi, of course, has become Miss Money in the Bank, and Zack Sabre Jr. has regained the IWGP World Heavyweight Championship. So that's what, but they only just missed out on the list. I feel like just the other guys on the list, or at least on the higher parts of the list, just had a little bit of a better month. But yes, do put down in the comments below who you think should have made the list, or if you agree. And yeah, do like the video if you enjoyed it. Do stick around, as I said during the video, my awards for the half year are coming out. There are 8 categories in that video, though there isn't going to be matches of the year because that will be a separate video a couple of days later. So yeah, that's to look forward to, as well as all the coverage of the very busy weekend we have coming up next week, as far as All In, Great American Bash, and Saturday Night's Main Event and Evolution go. So yeah, do stick around for that. Do subscribe. I'm trying to get to 1,000 subscribers before SummerSlam. But yeah, do like the video if you enjoyed it. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.